It started with small changes, almost imperceptible at first. The warmth in his eyes, once comforting, now carried a quiet calculation. Since I cheated, the intimacy we shared felt like it belonged to someone else. Yet he was always there, watching, waiting. Every touch I once desired now felt deliberate, measured, a reminder of the invisible leash he had around me. I thought I could manipulate the situation, charm my way out, but he saw everything. My heart raced when he entered the room, my confidence cracking as I realized that my betrayal had awakened something darker. Control, not love, now defined him. I tried to apologize, to explain, but he merely nodded, his silence louder than any words. Every glance was a test, every phrase a puzzle I had no hope of solving. The game had changed, and I was losing faster than I could admit. I started noticing patterns. Small but deliberate. Where I went, what I said, even my interactions with friends were subtly monitored. Not overtly, not with accusations, but with a power that was invisible yet suffocating. I could feel his presence even in rooms I thought I was alone in. His knowledge of my movements like a shadow I couldn't escape. I laughed at first, thinking I could still outmaneuver him, charm my way past the tension, but every slip, every hint of defiance, was met with quiet dominance. I realized the intimacy I took for granted, the casual touches, the shared glances, the late-night whispers, were replaced with an unspoken hierarchy. He no longer desired me. He desired control. And I was trapped in a world I thought I understood, discovering too late that he had rewritten the rules of our marriage, making me play a role I had never auditioned for. The turning point came one evening when I tried to seduce him, thinking the old ways still worked. I smiled, whispered, even brushed against him casually, expecting the familiarity of passion. But he paused, looked at me with an intensity that froze my blood, and then did something I didn't expect. He walked away. The room went silent, and I realized that power had shifted entirely. Every action I had taken, every move I thought I controlled, had been anticipated, catalogued, and neutralized. I had underestimated him, thought that my infidelity would weaken him, but it had only awakened a deeper, more calculated side of his personality. He didn't need to punish me. He merely reminded me that the consequences of betrayal weren't always loud or violent. Sometimes, control itself was enough to strip away confidence, dignity, and freedom without a single harsh word. After that night, our interactions became a careful dance. I spoke less, moved more cautiously, measured every glance. I realized he no longer sought reconciliation or emotional closeness. He sought dominance, a constant reminder that I had misjudged him. My apologies, my explanations, my attempts to regain intimacy, all fell flat. He remained a fortress of silent authority, observing, waiting for any slip. I felt my confidence erode with every measured step I took, the power dynamic clear in every interaction. Nights once filled with laughter and whispers of love were now replaced with calculated silences and cold assessments. My desires were no longer relevant. My fear and respect dictated my every action. And yet, amid the tension and control, there was an undeniable magnetism, an acknowledgement that he had claimed the upper hand, and I had no choice but to acknowledge it. The climax of this new reality arrived during a family gathering, where I foolishly thought I could flirt, charm, or regain some normalcy. I moved toward him with the old confidence, only to find his gaze boring into me, calm but unyielding. The subtle way he corrected my posture, the way he made his presence unavoidable, reminded everyone around us that he wasn't just a husband. He was a force I had underestimated. The whispers I heard later weren't just about me. They were about him. People sensed the shift, the control he wielded effortlessly, and I realized that my mistakes had elevated him in ways I hadn't imagined. I was no longer the one holding influence in our relationship. He was. The realization hit me hard. This wasn't just punishment, it was mastery, and I was helpless to resist its magnetic pull. In the end, I understood that cheating hadn't just changed our marriage, it revealed the depth of his power. He didn't need confrontation, drama, or public humiliation. Every silent glance, every measured step, every controlled touch reminded me that he was the one truly in command. I wasn't his enemy. I was a student in his lesson of dominance, slowly learning that underestimating him had been my greatest error. Desire no longer drove our interactions. Control did. And the cruelest twist was this. I was helplessly fascinated, unable to step away even as I felt my autonomy slip further. I had thought I could manipulate love, lust, and loyalty, But he had manipulated me instead, teaching me in a quiet, relentless way that power, not passion, ruled this house. And now, every move I make is measured, because he has already won.